All right. I just started this recording and it tagged us at Lee Elementary and Middle School. We are not there. That's very sneaky. All right. If you like this story, you can find more of it at where David said, tinyletter.com on my email list. Now, I'm embarrassed to tell you this first part, but you're going to find out. I was alone with the touchable, seeable, knowable phone. It was such a doable thing, and then it was being done. I dreamed about you, had said someone in the 610 area code only hours ago. Oh, had said my beloved, unknown. Where does the monster grun go when his work is done? At 3-1 Loss Prevention, the apologies I owe are listing. She only comes out for boys. What's the difference? You won't like him. He's like a book. He doesn't look back the way the phone and the computer do. Won't even know if you've read him. She really doesn't use an arrow, you know. Straight yes, but no bow. You never say it right to them. To adults, the danger always lies in lacing, and neither the innocent nor those who have made bad choices deserve to be laced. But lacers are shot in wings and bring the comedic faster even than emergencies, and if you need them, there is no one else. So you learn to keep the ends loose. Now when someone points it out, alike or not, that person's marked, and when you never kneel to fix it in response, only nod, then they know they fucked up. But they were only trying to protect you. Grun is not wrong, but Grun thought this would be a good thing to touch. Grun runs under the highway and only coincidentally doesn't throw you off. You know that scene in that movie? We all do. Cupid is the man who takes the quarters from the payphone and never misses touching one. You should have heard yourselves. It rained glass powder that June from the construction of the Comcast building. Now there's Comcast 2. At 3-1 Loss Prevention, we are listening until you turn us off. 3-1 loss. During the cling moon, we give you anything you want, prevent nothing. 3-1 loss, we aim, we have him, we bet you're sorry. We have him right about now. Don't bother calling to say you're leaving alone, 'cause there's a fool on every corner when you're trying to get home. There's a mixtape in the car you took. Pop it in, listen. That's Roseanne Cash. I was waiting to see if you would say Roseanne Cash. You said a bunch of people I like them. Not the boot scooting one though.
Cannonball.
How do you find a husband who won't come home? I've been looking for the longest, high and low, for one like that. She studied the things he did in the AM and wrote him a spanking new love letter, all about the alphabelephant he rode to work, how deftly outside the library he unsaddled it, how elegantly unpocketing his letter opener he'd get down to it. If you learn to talk by swiping conversations, then you'll be okay. You don't have to finish your stupid little story. You don't have to make any money. Listen to what they say. Rhyming was to make people listen. Now, I hate to sound reactionary, but people don't listen anymore. People say if people work together, then people can overcome all the evil in the world. But people would say that. What did you expect? If I'm quiet, he lets me remember his name. Be quiet, it's more than you get. There were no wings. When she stepped off the edge, her coat flapped. That's all. He takes the headset off and goes out for bread. I can hear her the whole time, still asking for him from wherever she is. "13 Fridays this summer, let's set out from the front door running in sunlight about 3 p.m. Chase down those moods that come dimly from dreams. Something of yours with rain-lit pavement, something of mine with Queen Anne's lace. Leave parentheses in space if you don't know. Another bird is dying of animal shut-upness. It called just once and left no message. The boulevard's empty, why don't you come around, baby? What is so great about sleeping downtown? My watchdog's name is Creep. He stalks you in your sleep, where your tracks go away you've never been. His snarl turns to whine when he recalls he's mine. Instead of looking out, he listens in. And if you hold the giver, aiming only to receive, he sniffs you while we listen to it ring. Claiming sleep is for the innocent and guilty lie awake, all awake are lying every day. In another version, they change it from a payphone to a candy machine. She doesn't recognize her fortune and keeps calling. What can you do? The switch girls keep connecting. Every shift hears the whispers. It's not different, it's just you. 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 Some of us don't aspire to much. Like me, my last life was so good, I'm content to sit here and remember it. It's an easy day to meditate with the sink full of sounds and everyone bathing. I got everything I want by being nice to the wrong twin, and you're here running your mouth about free marbles. The trick is to say nothing anyone would know the opposite of. You'd never know Earth from the crowd. It's big, not ringed, but it's got a lot of water. Some people aren't allowed yet to open the door. Some people are short and haven't earned it. But people peek, so there is some pondering before dawn. You hear the plane. It sounds like everybody's up. And then one day, into the lives they lead, comes a little hurricane. It's just a reason to get together and throw some rain at the windows. Like anything, it's an excuse to talk. During the clean moon, we give you anything you want. When does she get up? She gets up when she wants to turn the music on, but doesn't. What's she do for drugs? Everything an urge for comes. She has the smallest bedroom because she doesn't need the bottles, just a list of the names of the colors, and she'll make do. Why do you all never remember me, she said, or the things I give you? And I was ashamed. I have to admit, though, I don't remember her or the things she gave us. We found this. Can we decomp the cologne? I need to know if it's the same one from the receiver. Sure, Chief. Meanwhile, Cupid takes orders and shoots around town fulfilling them. Landlords, blinded with love for their rental units, credit windows with good sunlight. But Cupid knows better. Imagine Cupid with a clipboard, Cupid with a bullhorn, Cupid following you in a car, and you're supposed to try not to lose her at stoplights. But you have to cough. But now imagine how you yourself might be lost in thought. 18 feet of stars on wet wires that don't short, lockers full of costumes, feathers, neoprene, and capes and t-shirts on shoulders. Know your population. The dead can't hold you back. I said do my work. You went out there and spread my word. No one said for you to do that. A witch in a situation raises alarm in proportion to the number of non-witches around. But taking a walk during the wake doesn't bring the person all the way back. Things are so dirty he'll never get up. I had to take my coffee in a styrofoam cup. Can't think of anything worse. People are dead. I mean, sometimes you meet your match. Cupid goes to work in the evenings, carries her arrows under her clipboard. Let's say I'm you, she says. But no one hears it like I do. You all should have seen her before I caught her. You should have seen how she looked over her shoulder. The first thing she loved was a yellow mop bucket in a stockroom in a grocery store. Thick plastic, dirty, banana peel color humming in the gloom. I knew she could do it. I was the only one who knew. Some places you'll try to get back to once you've been, no matter where they put you after that. Get me if you want me. Everyone knows I'm hiding. No one bothers to look. When they run the herd from a helicopter and the herd is like a river flowing through the gate, find her saying something obedient to a coworker. I love walking down the escalator. You get so much closer to the ground so fast it feels almost like they're burying you. Cupid's morning trainings are no joke. She offers one-on-one. Avoid that. There are spots on the wall to stare at. Don't let language hog the spotlight. I'm rehearsing as I'm standing on the train. The first few nights I got that feeling in my sleep, but it's gone. It's been however long. This one doomsday prophet I know, used to know, can't see him anymore, has been saying to me, look at these people out here. He's hard to hear though. It's just after solstice when 2020 pries your window open and drops in. It's been widely proven by children that you cannot hold your breath until you die, but if you ever see that boy again, at least ask questions. The index will be alphabetized, but it won't make any difference. Melancholy 53, melancholy 53, melancholy 53. When I meet someone I think would come with me, but they can't now because of how they are. If it's important, repeat it. That's how biology works. Mimetic. There is no argument. I represent nothing. There was no tragedy you couldn't squish out of. But here's 100 clues to whether or not I loved you. The neon sign says, eat fish, live longer. Imagine it years from now when something has happened to it and it just says, fish live longer. We find it like that. I'm the only one who remembers it. I thought that would be hilarious too. Remember the pile of sleeping people in the dark living room by the light of 4 movies in a row? Strangely, the plastic picture is brought by someone, but no one remembers you. And the scene would end with them lying together on this couch, this very obvious couch. We are meant to approve. We mean, we do. Wait, don't get off here. That's what she said. Remember that scene in that movie? Both cops pronounced wheel well as many times as it took to lay out the wrong happenings, but the jury had none. Not guilty. An extra time for looking us in the eye. We know basic cartoons. A backpack full of scratch-off guns can't crawl under a car that low to the ground. Now go home. We don't expect you to catch the real guy, but go cry about it. Someday it'll be the end of the night at the tent revival, and you'll still have all your little booklets. She dragged us together and left us next to each other, hoping we would remember, but even if we do, what do we do? It was during the Kling moon. I lurched to the corner phone and rang you. If you tend to get carried away, then just sit still when it happens. If your friend has a haunted house, then be the bigger person. She lays her phone down face first. Nothing gets carried away like a statue. Life is always willing to engage with you. Death is standoffish till the end. You remember where everyone sat, and whether they whispered, and when. How easy it would be to get the wrong impression. Third person passed like an idiot. He was a sunbeam. Now he's the dust in it. We take the trash out so the neighbors won't know. We wouldn't mind if they didn't. Miss you so. I like the way we work together. I like nothing else we do together. I like nothing else we do together. How very close to the beginning are we? Thank you.